Welcome to ARGO Adventures in Canada's North. ARGO off-road amphibious vehicles have become a permanent partner of Northern Lights Film Productions. And we use our Conquest 8x8 to explore the vast hinterlands of the Yukon and other parts of the Arctic. The ARGO transports our film equipment to the various locations. The four-stroke engine runs very quiet, and the soft Tundra tires have a very light footprint and mostly no impact on the vegetation. This makes the ARGO an ideal vehicle to travel aside the beaten path and to locate wildlife. Big White Ski Resort is one of Canada's premier on-mountain snow sport villages and boasts some of the best snow conditions in the world. The locals call this Hero Snow or Champagne Powder, and the yearly snowfall often exceeds 30 feet.
You won't believe your eyes, you can almost touch the sky, and you know for sure you're gonna have the best time of your life. Get ready for Big White, get ready for snow, get ready for Big White.
Equipped with tracks, a heater, and a soft top, the ARGO is a great companion on the mountain. It helps us bring our models and gear warm and dry to the powder bowls and to make fresh tracks in the morning. Polar Adventures is a Summerhill production for Canadian Geographic and was also filmed in the Canadian Arctic. It is a story on an ultralight aircraft and balloon expedition through the frozen Hudson Bay. Both productions trusted ARGO vehicles to support the team in these harsh and extreme conditions. Ruby Range Lodge on Kluane Lake in the southwest corner of the Yukon Territory is the base camp of Northern Lights Film Productions. The lodge is completely removed from civilization and can only be reached by float plane. Each year, we accept a limited number of guests to take part in our adventures and to learn about nature photography and filmmaking. The camp is located directly on the lake at the end of Talbot Arm, deep in the Ruby Range Mountains. And we employ our own float plane for transporting our guests and to bring supplies into the camp. The aircraft allows us to access the high alpine lakes around the lodge. However, some of the most beautiful valleys have no lakes and are rather difficult to reach. Last year, we decided to use an ARGO for working and traveling around the lodge, which has proven to be an excellent idea. Equipped with a small outboard motor, the ARGO turns into a safe and reliable boat, and we use it to travel around Talbot Arm and the Creek's Delta, where pike fishing is at its best. Here, just about every cast gets a fish. And aside from the northern pikes, we catch Arctic grayling and lake trout, which sometime reach the 40-pound mark.
Oh, gosh.
Today, we get an early start and have decided to go on an overnight trip up the creek and into the high mountain tundra. The camping and filming gear is quickly stored into the ARGO, and there is plenty of room for everyone. Some of the hills are rather steep, which is no problem for the ARGO. We have to make sure that the load is not too heavy and that everything is tied down properly. The Ruby Range and Alpine Valleys are home to a large number of grizzly bears. In the summer and fall, the bears feed on berries and roots on a richly set table. They need to build up their body fat to make it through the cold Yukon winter. 1/3 of the world's grizzly population lives in the Yukon, and since most of the territory consists of wilderness, humans have very little impact on the bears. Now, in the early fall, the sun sets at night for a few hours, and the days of midnight sun are over. During this time of year, we are constantly out to capture photos and film for our wildlife projects. The wetlands of Kluane Lake boast a rather large moose population, and today, we are trying to find some animals in an area which we haven't explored before. The big bulls are still in velvet, and the rut won't start for another 6 weeks. They feed in the weed beds in the early morning and evening hours, sometime 3 or 4 at the same time. A big bull moose like this one can have antlers with over 70-inch spread and can weigh over 1,500 pounds. If you want to explore the wilderness far away from roads and civilization, the ARGO is the right choice for you. It has worked well for us in the past, and we will continue to use the ARGO in the Yukon and other parts of the world for our filming adventures.